All right, we're working on the EK9 again today, and there's really not a whole lot of stuff we need to do, but the car's going to get picked up for paint soon, so I need to gather all the parts, finish getting some of the engine-based stuff prepped, and yeah, send it over to get painted, and then we'll be ready to put the motor in it. So the brake master cylinder, brake booster, clutch master cylinder needs to come out. We need to pull these brake lines out. And I'm going to leave all these carbon caps and stuff in here, and I'm going to let him pull those out. Suspension and stuff I'm just going to leave on because we're going to drop it when we paint it. Hood latch will stay on, and then this riveted nameplate, I'm going to leave that on as well and let him do that. So again, really not a whole lot left, to do, but I'm going to put the stock 8th Gen Civic wheels on it and take the Rega Masters so they don't go along for the ride, and yeah. Let's get to it. We got the brake master cylinder out, and these old crusty brake lines, and it's kind of a good thing that I'm digging into this because this thing is straight solid rust. Now obviously the master cylinder has been leaking around the seal, and this is all corroded where this brake fluid has just been in here having a blast on all this. And I mean, and this brake booster obviously has been base coated and clear coated, so this is really terrible, really bad stuff. So it's all right, we'll just add a new brake booster and a new master cylinder to the list. So all right, now we got to take these out from the inside and disconnect the throttle cable, and while we're under there, we'll go ahead and pull the exhaust off under the car, and then we'll pull the shifter out as well. So man, the more and more I start tearing into this thing, the more I'm excited about how great this thing's going to be when it's done. So all these little things, it's going to be nice to fix and have this looking great again. So all right, let's get this thing back on the ground. All right, so I'm looking at these. I'm looking at this wiring stuff right now because it's really only it's like the last thing that's left in the engine bay that I need to pull out. But as I said in one of the other videos, it's run through the frame rail right here, and the other one that's in here goes to the windshield wiper motor. The car doesn't even have windshield wipers, so I'm probably going to end up cutting that. Again, I'm not really worried about cutting these wires because I'm gonna rebuild all this stuff from here forward. So when the car's done, all this stuff is going to be new. But I just kind of wanted to point out that this is like the most aggravating way to do a wire tuck. I mean, not to say that this is going to give you problems, but I mean, this is like, look, every one of these wires has been cut and soldered and sleeved over. It's really just makes a mess of things, because this, just look at it, looks ugly, and these solders could break, could short. Again, not to say that it will, but it could. That's kind of the toughest thing, with this sort of stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it, kind of right here. That way the colors match, and I know, what colors went where. But again, it doesn't really matter because in the end, I'm going to rebuild this anyway, and I'm probably not even going to use this connector. I'm gonna run, straight from the inside, to the lights and to all that stuff. So this is not a big deal, but it's going to be ugly, and I never really suggest cutting wires on anything. If you know anything about wiring, it's better to have at least everything together and then go from there. If you start cutting stuff and you don't know where it comes from, it's just a mess. So unfortunately, I don't really, I could depin it out of here, but I really don't feel like doing that. And cutting it right here is going to give me the same, it's going to be the same thing, because I'm not, none of it's useless. It's useless anyway. So yeah, guess that's what I got to do. Alright, we put in some work here and made a big mess. So I got to pick up and get this car back on the lift. But for the most part, we got done everything I needed to do. The engine bay is empty. Just like I said, the hood latch and the tag and that's pretty much it. When we get the car down to the paint shop, I'm gonna pull the subframe and the steering rack and everything off of it once it's up on stands, and I'll pull these brake lines out that go down here, and then pull those AN fittings out as well. But it's pretty much ready, you know. I don't really know what's going on here. I mean, clearly that's to block the airflow because the car doesn't have any climate control or anything, but I have never seen that before, so I will probably do something about that. And yeah, got the wiring done. Well, pulled the wiring through, I just went ahead and pulled the connector off of this and fished it all back through. So this all needs to get cleaned, and yeah, I'm really anxious to get this thing back to the paint shop so we can keep going on it. But yeah, if you guys you know, want to see more of this EK9, looks like it's a pretty good series. I'm really excited about it. We have a lot of good stuff. I don't think I've ever shown the bumper, but this is in the box right here, so that will go with the car. And then obviously we're gonna, you know, blend the fenders and do some more work on the bumper to get it looking right. And yeah, then we'll start with this K20A FD2 swap. I'm gonna put that in. It really shouldn't be much different than the motor that came out of it, but I will probably run the shifter on the inside of the car. I don't really want to run a K-swap shifter just because I like how tall the other ones are, and they feel really nice. So I'll probably do that. And yeah, we'll got to clean up the inside. Still have to do a lot of work on the underside of this car. We'll probably clean it once it's finished. Once the outside's painted, I'm going to redo the wheel wells. I've got to clean up some surface rust and stuff on the bottom of the car. I may even undercoat the entire underside of this car again. Doesn't look like it was ever done. It's all original, and being that it's from, you know, Japan, there is some like surface rust on some of the brackets and stuff that I will probably take care of too. So, but that'll all be after a car comes back from paint. Probably be at the paint shop for a couple of weeks, and then it will come to a new home, which I'm sure I'll talk about at some point. So again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and yeah, comment down below if there's something that I missed, or you know, if there's something that you guys want to see on this car that maybe I didn't cover, but still have a lot of work to do, and you know, just gonna keep doing it a day at a time. So take care. Thanks for watching.